it's your girl Kim, and welcome to I've Got Something to Say, Tales of an Awkward Woman. As always, I want to thank you for taking the time out to view this video. If you can, do me a favor, subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and like this video once it's complete. And if you want, you can leave us a comment to let us know what you thought. I promise you, your support means so much to me, and I want to thank you. I know last week I left the story off with me talking about not having a safe place and having my feelings invalidated and met with negativity, and how my perspective changed concerning, you know, how I viewed my father and how he loved me. And so this week, in addition to all of that, you know, I wanted to shine light on people pleasing, because that was something I struggled with for a long time. And it stemmed from me wanting to be accepted and me wanting to be liked by others. I distinctively remember always saying yes and conforming to be a part of specific groups, and even saying yes and conforming to wanting to be accepted by people, whether it was friends, family. And because I was getting some attention and I was being accepted, it was easy for me to just conform and take on their identity with ease in most cases. And in the end, I lacked identity. And so my perspective of myself wasn't a healthy perspective. It was extremely tainted. And that stemmed from me not being affirmed and, you know, believing the lies that were told about me. I've been told that I was dumb, I was stupid, I was slow. I've had someone tell me I would never amount to anything. I've had people tell me I was ugly. I had people tell me I was a punk. The lies that people told me and the lies I actually told, and the things I've said about myself. Like, I wouldn't affirm myself. I would speak badly about myself. I would tell myself, oh, you're a failure. You will never catch on to this. You can never do that. That's too hard. Don't do that. Like, I would talk myself out of doing things. And then in turn, I will talk myself into doing things that will cause me to be accepted. Like, I would drink, even though alcohol is extremely nasty. I did it. I would open myself up to a man in a way that I shouldn't have, because I wanted to be accepted. I would be in certain groups doing things that could have landed me in jail, but all because I wanted to be accepted. And so, going into the people pleasing, I would give. Like, if someone asked me for something, if I said no, and that no was met with negativity or manipulation, I would still give, and I would feel bad. Like, well, maybe I am, you know, being a little harsh, even though I knew I wasn't in a position to give, because I just didn't have it. And so I would give just so people could like me. If someone asked me for something, I would give it out of fear of having someone upset with me, fear of having someone mad at me and not wanting to talk to me, fear of just having people tell me I'm one thing when I'm not, just because I was in a position where I wasn't able to readily be available, whether it was giving money, my time, my energy. If I didn't want to go somewhere, I always felt like I had to say yes. I always felt like I had to be readily available for people. But what that did was it taught me that I didn't value myself. Because in all of that, I stopped taking care of and stopped paying attention to Kimberly. And in those moments, I lost a lot of who I was. Like, I struggled with my identity. I struggled with low self-esteem. I struggled with my perspective of myself. I struggled with depression. But I didn't focus on me too much, because whenever someone needed me, I was there. And whenever I spoke out about something, I was always gaslit. Looking back, that was something that I've encountered quite a bit. You know, I mentioned something is wrong, and I'm a very emotional human being, okay? And I will cry, like, I just don't understand why this, and they be like, you're being dramatic. You're too sensitive. And so back then, I thought being sensitive and feeling the way that I felt was weak. But now I will cry. I don't care. I would cry. But I understood that was a part of my genetic makeup. That is the way God wired me. And I've learned in some ways to embrace it. I still kind of struggle a little bit. But I've learned also about the people pleasing. I've learned how to monitor my giving. I use wisdom, and I be led of the Lord. That is key for me. Because at first I got real scared and I stopped, because I felt people were taking advantage of me. Unknowingly, I allowed it to happen because I wanted to be accepted and I wanted people to like me. So I would open myself up to that, and it went from one extreme to the next. I was giving excessively to it came to a complete halt. I became paranoid. I was like, well, they're trying to take advantage of me. That was not the case. So I had to heal. And during my journey and during my process, I started to rely more on Holy Spirit. There are times where I'm able to give, and there are times where I'm not able to. During my process, my healing journey, I've learned quite a bit about Kimberly. I learned that I can say no, and it's okay. Sometimes no is a complete sentence. Sometimes you can give an explanation. I've learned to set boundaries around things. I've learned that I am pretty dope. If people walk away, that is fine. If the relationship decides to end, that's fine too. But I don't have to conform and be something else or be someone else to keep people around me. Who I am and how I'm wired and how God designed me is enough. I am enough. And that has been my affirmation for quite some time, because it took a while for me to get it. I had to unlearn some thought patterns. And so I'm going to stop the story here. For those of you that are on the healing journey and have been following my story and following my journey from, I don't care if it was from day one or just yesterday, you watched the video, I want to encourage you to just keep going. That's going to be my encouragement this entire month, to keep going. I was on a live, and she was actually one of my guests for the relationship series with Kia Ray. She was speaking about her journey and her healing process. And one of the things she said that kind of wrecked me, it did wreck me, I'm not gonna lie. She said, you're worth it. Just know that your journey, your healing journey, you're worth the healing. And I promise you, it might not be glamorous, but the end result is far better than where you are. Stay moving. Don't stop. Until next week, I love you guys.